In my last video, I talked about what to do when your product sells in person but not online, and I mentioned UGC as part of your creative mix. So this is the full breakdown: how to find creators, how I brief them, and how I use AI to build the entire creative strategy in a fraction of the time. When most brands do UGC, they send the product to someone and say, make a video. No strategy, no system. And then they wonder why every video sounds the same and nothing performs. What I'm going to show you is how to turn UGC into a repeatable process where every piece of content targets a different audience with a different message. So first, finding your creators. The biggest mistake is going for followers or people who just look good on camera. What matters is that the creator fits your target customer. Ideally, they actually use the product, or they're in the world that your product exists in. We use a platform called Creator Flow. You can filter by niche, location, style, and the platform handles all the usage rights. So any raw footage you get, you own that content forever. You're looking at roughly $200 to $400 per creator. Now the brief is everything, and this is where AI completely changes the game. So let me walk you through what we actually did for a recent client. This was a pet supplement brand. We needed to create briefs for 9 different creators. So we chose to do that across 3 core product messages. The first thing I did was feed AI all of the research. The product information, the USPs, audience research, even asking it to find Reddit threads and forums where real customers were talking about their pain points. All of that context went into Claude. From there, I asked it to map out the different angles, and what it came back with was a framework where each core message had 3 distinct approaches: an emotional angle that hits the pain point hard, a second science-backed angle for the people who research everything before they buy, and a third proactive angle for people who aren't facing a problem yet but want to get ahead of it. So now I had 9 completely different briefs, 9 different stories, 9 different audiences, all from the same product. And then for each brief, I had Claude generate the hooks, the example scripts, the talking points, even matched with which type of creator and which type of dog would be most authentic for each angle. We iterated on it, adjusted the angles, customized everything down to the creator's actual dog name and breed. The whole process that would normally take days took a few hours, and the output was stronger because AI can pull from all that research and make connections that you might miss when you're doing it manually. The key though is you still give creators freedom. You give them the angle, the hooks, and the talking points, but you let them deliver it naturally. Don't script them word for word. Now, once the briefs go out and the content comes back, most brands just take the finished videos and call it done. But that's leaving so much value on the table, because the other thing you should always be getting is the raw footage, the unedited takes, the B-roll, everything. With Creator Flow, the usage rights are sorted so you own it outright. And this is where a few videos turn into an entire content library. One polished video from a creator is great, but the raw footage can give you 10, 15, 20 more variations. And here's something really important to understand. Meta's algorithm judges whether your ads are diverse based on almost entirely the first 3 seconds of the video. It looks at the composition of the shot, the people in the frame, the text overlay, the colors. And if those first 3 seconds look the same across your ad, Meta scores them as similar and they start competing against each other. So when you're remixing your raw footage, that's what you need to focus on. Make those first 3 seconds as different as possible between each variation. Different opening shot, different person, different text, different framing. As long as the first 3 seconds are genuinely distinct, Meta treats each one as a diverse ad. You can also use AI voiceover tools like 11 Labs to create completely new angles from existing footage. Take the B-roll from one creator, put a different voiceover on it with a different hook, and you've got a new ad with a completely different opening. So you're not paying for one ad per creator, you're paying for a library of material you can remix for months. So you've got your content, how do you test it? If you're just starting out and this is your first campaign, keep it simple. One campaign, purchase objective, broad targeting, each video as a separate ad with different captions and headlines that match the angle. Set your budget to 2 to 3 times your target CPA per day, let it run for a few days or weeks, and don't touch it. Now, if you're an existing brand that's already running ads and you've got a more mature account, you want to use an ABO campaign, that's ad set budget optimization. Put each angle into its own ad set so it gets its own budget and a fair test. That way the algorithm isn't just picking favorites and ignoring everything else. You're getting clean data on which angles actually perform. I did a whole video on that testing framework, which I'll link above if you want the full breakdown. Either way, after a couple of weeks, you'll see which angles are winning. Double down on those and use your raw footage to create more variations of what's working. So that's the process. Find creators who fit your customer. Use AI to build out your briefs, your angles, your scripts in hours instead of days. Get the raw footage and remix it with different openings so Meta treats every version as a unique ad. And test with a simple structure that gives the algorithm room to learn. And remember, UGC is just one part of the mix. Founder-led content and product shoots should be in there too. Now, if you want help with this, we handle the entire creative process. strategy, briefing, finding and managing creators, and editing the final content across video and graphics. Click the link below for a free audit and we'll show you how to build out your creative pipeline. No strings attached. See you in the next one.